Many aspects of identities can be the target of prejudice and discrimination. For example, your nationality, race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, appearance, physical state, weight, disabilities, diseases, and organizations you belong to. We human beings, we are really easy to have prejudice and discrimination, and we can, discriminate people based on lots of identities. There are two major biases that drive our tendency to favor people who are similar to us. One is called in-group bias. We favor people who are similar to us. For example, UF students and faculties are in our in-group based on university membership, and people from other universities are in our out groups. They are not in our in groups. The second factor is called out-group homogeneity. It makes it as easier to dismiss members of other groups because we think we don't have to get to know them. For example, all other college football fans are delusional because the Gators are the best. So we think all the out groups are pretty similar and we don't really need to get to know them. Together, in-group bias and out-group homogeneity contribute to stereotyping and prejudice. What are the effects of prejudice? Prejudice can turn into discrimination when we act on our biased attitude, whereas prejudice refers to negative attitudes towards others. Discrimination refers to negative behaviors towards others. Well, I just named a few real world consequences of discrimination. For example, we have executive and gender pay gap based on gender discrimination. Black versus white people are less likely to receive expensive life-saving treatment. This is because of racial discrimination. And parents pay less money for their obese versus normal weight children to go to college. This is weight discrimination. In the US and much of the Western world today, it's becoming increasingly unacceptable to express bias against many socially protected groups. This is good. Based on people's self-report, it would appear that prejudice is dead. People don't find themselves to be racist, to be sexist. But is prejudice dead? No. The nature of prejudice is becoming more discreet, while the consequences remain widespread. Research over the last couple decades revealed that aside from the explicit prejudice that people report, explicit prejudice means unfounded negative attitudes that we are aware of, that we report. We can do it through self-report. There are other implicit sources of prejudice that people may not be aware of. These are associations in our head that we walk around with every day and could affect our behavior negatively if we are not careful. These implicit prejudice can be from many different sources. It can from your cultural environment, from the mass media, from your surroundings, from people you know. So how can you reduce prejudice? Here we will talk about two landmark studies in prejudice reduction. The first is the Robbers Cave. So at a boys' summer camp, kids are split into two groups. Although they are randomly assigned to these two groups, they displayed in-group bias. They displayed competition between these two groups and the name-calling behaviors, etc. So, how to reduce this prejudice between these two groups? The researcher rigged a series of mishaps to bring the groups together, such as the bus breaking down, where the boys from both groups needed to work together in order to fix this problem. When the groups worked together towards a common goal, they saw themselves as equals, and by the end of the camp, the original prejudice was greatly reduced. So, two important factors here, both are of equal. The second classical studies to reduce prejudice is called the jigsaw classroom. I'm not sure if you guys have played the jigsaw activities in your classroom. So students become experts in one specific task, and then they teach each other. So it makes it so each person is contributing something valuable and unique to a group. And that has been shown to increase group cohesion and reduce prejudice. Each person is valued for what they bring to the table. Each person is an expert, and they all have their values.